Okay, so we're talking about the United States in Vietnam. And the first thing we're going to see is they're really going to try to cut off the supplies that the South Vietnamese are getting. So they start a massive bombing campaign called Operation Rolling Thunder, where they're bombing all these trails that kind of go through Cambodia, places like that, to try to stop them from getting supplies. They're using things like napalm, explosives, a defoliant known as Agent Orange, which kind of destroys all the vegetation, all the leaves, things like that. And trying to stop these supplies coming into the Viet Cong. Well, it was a massive failure. First off, it didn't work. So as far as the supplies kept coming in, they were using tunnels, the trails they were using, not like they're highways. They were very easy to repair, things like that. So it didn't really stop anything. But what it did do was really made them angry, the South Vietnamese, at the United States. Because in essence, what they see is that it's just destroying their country, destroying their areas and just bombing them. So it made them somewhat unpopular, and it just kind of showed that really things aren't going to go very well for them in this war. It's kind of the same thing with the troops on the ground. They were very demoralized as far as this wasn't like World War II where there's a bad guy. You know what I mean? And we know who we're fighting, and those are the enemies, and we're the good guys, things like that. They didn't really know who their friends were. It wasn't like the Viet Cong were walking around with like signs like, "Hey, I'm Viet Cong." They had no idea who was Viet Cong, who was South Vietnamese, who was their friend, who wasn't. So it's very demoralizing, and even the type of warfare they were fighting. Ambushes and sabotage and hit and run. It was just very, very hard on the average soldier on the ground. And they were young. The average soldier in Vietnam was much younger than we've seen in other wars. And they were disproportionately poorer than we'd seen in previous wars, basically because of how the draft was done. The draft was very unpopular. But one of the things they did was, if you were going to college, then you weren't eligible for the draft. So, it really hit the lower economic part of the United States much harder than did the higher income, because again, they could go to college. And we did see college enrollment soar during this time as people were really just trying to avoid the draft. This really led to a kind of very demoralized fighting force we actually had on the ground of Vietnam. Speaking of demoralized, we saw a lot of that even back in the United States. There was just the first media war, the TV war, and the fact that people could turn on their TVs every night and see, fighting and video of the fighting and the wounded and the dead. And it really gave the average American kind of a much closer view of what was going on. Sometimes it didn't really what they read about the war didn't really coincide with what they saw on TV. It's one of those things that, really led a lot of people to question what was going on. And, part of that was a very, very active anti-war movement, where they were, protesting, a lot of them on college campuses, places like Kent State, which is near us, that had, the shootings, the SDS, the Student for Democratic Society, that were, protesting these wars, high-profile people like Jane Fonda. And while it kind of got a little overblown, it wasn't near as many people as we tend to look back on and think about it, but, it definitely did really kind of divide America, and we saw that a great deal. So, all right, we'll talk about this more tomorrow. Bye.